everyone, welcome to this presentation on the ACCA qualification. My name is Michelle O'Reilly and I'm Business Development Manager for ACCA Ireland, and I'm going to be bringing you through a short presentation on ACCA, specifically focusing on the differences between ACCA and also why you should choose ACCA as your professional qualification of choice. So starting off then, ACCA stands for Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, and we are the largest professional accountancy body in the world. Specifically in Ireland, just over 50% of accountancy students choose ACCA, and they're really good statistics given the number of professional bodies that are in Ireland. When I speak to university students, the main question that I get is what makes ACCA different from the other bodies? And really it's these four core components that you'll see on your screen. So flexibility, global, innovative, and finally fast. So to speak a bit more on the flexibility aspect of the ACCA qualification, we're flexible in a number of different ways. So firstly, we're flexible in terms of our exam sessions. So we have 4 exam sessions a year in March, June, September and December. So basically you can choose how many exam sessions you want to sit at, whether you want to sit at all of them or whether you may want to choose just to sit at one. You basically decide what you want to do. We're also flexible in terms of where you work. ACCA qualification is a complete, well-rounded qualification, and you can choose to work in either public sector, private sector, so corporate, public practice, like financial services in a big multinational company. Really, you can work anywhere with the ACCA qualification. Finally, the last flexible element of the ACCA qualification is actually how you choose to study. So we're a bit unique in that you actually choose how you study, and I'll touch a bit more on that in the next couple of slides. So then moving on to global, the ACCA qualification is truly global, and what that means for you as an ACCA student is that you can actually study anywhere in the world. We have tuition providers and exam centres all across the world, meaning that you can choose to study wherever your career takes you. Moving on then to when you become an ACCA member, it's important to know that your qualification will be recognised and respected wherever you go in the world. The ACCA qualification really is your passport to travel the world. So the ACCA qualification is extremely innovative, and because we are a global qualification, we're continuously doing research with employers on a global scale and tapping into that global network that we have to ensure that the qualification is meeting employer needs and will be the qualification for the future. Finally, fast. So this will all depend on the number of exemptions that you may qualify for. And if you have questions around how many exemptions you may be eligible for, we have an exemption calculator on our website that you can check and see how many exemptions you would get. Moving on then to reasons to qualify with ACCA. Employment for our students and members is our #1 priority. As you can see on the screen, our members and students are employed in a variety of different sectors. As I mentioned, the ACCA qualification is truly global. We're recognised in over 180 countries. Just to give you a bit of insight in terms of our numbers of members and students, we have just over 500,000 ACCA students across the world. And then in terms of members, we have just over 200,000 members. Specifically then in Ireland, we have about 12,000 members, and then we have about 11,000 students. And also bearing in mind that 50% of accountancy students do choose the ACCA qualification. So we have introduced a couple of changes into the qualification, which I'll touch on in the next couple of slides. All of our exams from March 2020 are going to be computer-based exams. As of now, the first 9 exams are computer-based, but as of March 2020, all of the ACCA exams will be computer-based. The ACCA qualification creates a complete finance professional. Not only does it touch on really important technical skills that you will learn throughout your exams, but it also touches on softer skills, as ethics and professionalism is core to the ACCA qualification. This will allow you to learn softer skills such as communication, skepticism and leadership. Moving on then to the exam structure. We have 13 exams in total, the first 9 of which you are eligible for exemptions from. So as I mentioned, do check out and see how many exemptions you might qualify for. So how it's structured is it starts off by the applied knowledge, then it moves on to applied skills, and then finally your last 4 exams is the strategic professional exams. How this is broken down then is mandatory, so essential papers, which are the two papers, Strategic Business Leader and Strategic Business Reporting. And then you have two options. So you have 2 out of 4 options that you can choose, and you will choose this based on the area that you work in, what area you're interested in. So again, it gives you that flexibility to choose the options that you're most interested in. We have 14 tuition providers across Ireland that again will teach a variety of different tuition styles. Everyone's learning style is quite different. Some people like the flexibility of online, and some people like a more structured approach to learning, kind of similar to the way you learn in university, that you attend face-to-face lectures. Some people also might like a mixture of both, so a face-to-face element and online. And with the tuition providers that we have available, there's options available for everyone. So these are the 3 core components to the ACCA qualification: the exams, the ethics, and your experience. So I mentioned previously the exams, so there's 13 exams in total. I mentioned also around the ethics and professional skills module, and just to give you a bit more detail about this, it's a 20-hour online ethics and professional skills module. It's an interactive module that you can do at your own pace and at your own time. What we would do is we would recommend that you do this in conjunction with your strategic professional papers. So before you sit your strategic professional papers, it's important that you do your ethics and professional skills module, as there's a correlation between passing your strategic professional exams and also completing your ethics and professional skills module. The last element then of the ACCA qualification is your experience. So you need 36 months relevant work experience, and this can actually be gained prior to joining ACCA. So while you're at university now, you may have done some kind of internship, work placement, even a summer job, or you may be due to do that, and that can count towards your 36 months as long as it's in a relevant role. So essentially you could be coming out of university with some exemptions from ACCA and also some experience banked up that will allow you to continue on and progress onto the ACCA qualification. This is a typical journey that an ACCA student would take. So some students will have an optional work placement or internship embedded into their university studies. Then they might move on and complete their final year, either a degree or a master's. Then they'll move on and gain employment and move on then to study ACCA. That is a typical path that a student would take, but why take my word for it? Let's look at a recent clip from a new member celebration on why they chose ACCA.
I thought it was very impressive, yeah. For me, it was the flexibility to just be able to work around day-to-day life and achieve the qualification when it's right for you.
Within 2 months, I was actually promoted to finance manager within the finance department in Mazars.
I travel a lot, and everywhere my degree counts, so that makes me feel great.
Some of my friends and family work in global bodies, and when you talk to them it seems to be one name that's mentioned the whole time, that's ACCA. Once you're finished, you look back at it and almost think it was a walk in the park, and then you have access to this exclusive club that sets you apart from the rest.
I would say do it, study it, because it really gives you much more opportunities and opens doors, not only in Ireland but worldwide. I really enjoyed it, and the atmosphere is fantastic. Once you do it, it's completely worth it.
I think anyone that is thinking about a professional qualification should do ACCA, and they'll actually enjoy it.
So now that I've gone through the ACCA qualification, I want to speak a bit about a programme that we have called Accelerate, which is exclusive for undergraduates. It's for select university courses, and it enables you to start your ACCA journey while still in university before you graduate. The ACCA programme allows you to join ACCA at a reduced registration fee, and with that, when you complete your studies, you will then go to claim your exemptions and you will receive them at a reduced cost. Not many students realise that you actually have to pay for each exemption you're awarded. However, if you sign up with Accelerate, before you graduate, you will get these at a reduced cost, saving you up to £600. If then you do an embedded internship or work placement or even a summer job, you can also record this experience and get it signed off by your supervisor before you turn to final year university. And lastly, we give you employability skills. So we'll give you tips and tricks on CV writing, interview tips, and also how to create the LinkedIn profile. We will also give you access to the ACCA job board, which is a global career site and will help you secure your dream job. If you're interested in finding out how to sign up to Accelerate, please contact your lecturer or course director to find out how to do so. We've now come to the end of the presentation. I hope you found it useful and I look forward to welcoming you to ACCA soon.